we're here, Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio, baby. What is this, like my 4th or 5th trip to Cedar Point? Holy crap, guys. There's a very special occasion this time, though, and we're finally, hopefully, going to be able to ride Top Thrill 2. I've been waiting so long to get to experience it because one of my all-time favorite coasters used to call this park home, and that was Top Thrill Dragster. It was a crazy launch coaster that went 400 feet in the air, but it had a lot of maintenance issues over the years, and so they got Italian manufacturers Zamperla to come through and renovate that coaster and transform it into a swing launch coaster where it goes forwards and backwards, and they also built up an entire new 400-foot structure in a spike. So I'm incredibly intrigued to experience that. In addition, you have 16 other roller coasters that call this park home, and yet another Siren's Curse that's not currently open, but it is under construction. By the time this video is out, it may just about be open. That makes its debut on June 28th. It'll be North America's first tilt coaster. I'll definitely show you guys around the construction site for that, because that will be a really exciting development as well. That's kind of Cedar Point's apology, because Top Thrill 2 has been such a problematic ride in its own right. Last year we came out to Cedar Point to try to get on it, but it was closed for the entire season after like a week or two of operation. And then even this year, last week, it was down for a 3-day stretch due to some sort of support issue. I'm not gonna lie, we had a scare. We were pretty nervous about that. Thankfully, it did come back up, and it has been running mostly reliably this year, which is great.
I am so excited to see how Top Thrill 2 is. I don't know if it'll compete with OG Dragster for me. I don't know what I will think of it. I guess we just have to find out.
Yeah, I'm super excited to get on this ride. I love Dragster. I generally like a big, tall, fast coaster. If it's intense, I think I'll like it.
Cedar Point opened here 1870. It is absolutely the roller coaster capital of the world. I'm sure all of these people getting into the park right now are heading straight for Top Thrill 2, so we are going to do the same. And hopefully we get on it very, very soon, because I'm pretty stressed. So great walking down the main street of Cedar Point, and look what's running over there. Top Thrill 2 is open on time today at 10 a.m. It is currently the tallest operating roller coaster in the world. Of course, Falcon's Flight over in Saudi Arabia will eventually overtake that, but after King Ka shut down at Six Flags Great Adventure, the record went back to Top Thrill, 420 feet tall, twice, because you have the top hat from the former coaster and then the new spike that Zamperla added in. It's by far the largest project in Zamperla's history. They're mainly known for flat rides, not so much roller coasters, although I have been a fan of some of their recent concepts. But for them to take on a project like this was unbelievably ambitious on their part, as well as Cedar Fair's part for hiring them to do it. It's almost a wonder why they didn't go with Intamin, the former manufacturer for Top Thrill Dragster, although yeah, that did have some issues. Maybe they weren't a fan of them. Nonetheless, it was a risk. Did it pay off? We'll find out. We'll let you guys know. In terms of downtime, it's probably about worse than Top Thrill Dragster so far, but let's see how that ride experience is, because a lot of people that I know have been saying it's even better than Top Thrill Dragster, and those people loved the attraction about as much as I did. So that's very high praise, and I'm curious as to where this is going to sit in my rankings when I get off for my first time. We're going to try to get a front row. Straight ahead there is Siren's Curse, which I gotta be honest, I wasn't expecting to be so little. I'm sure right up close to it, it looks bigger, but especially next to Valraven and then the spike for Top Thrill 2, it's almost minuscule in this park. An absolute mosh pit of people waiting for Top Thrill 2 to open. It has a tendency of opening late. It was not on time after all. We have some empty test trains waiting out on the launch track. They're gonna do a few more test runs, and I think we should be ready to go. I cannot believe how long this line is for the first riders this morning. It's absolutely insane. There is an employee test riding it right now, so I think this is the last cycle before they open it up. Just a few minutes late, not too bad. Look at this. This looks insane. I am so stoked. What's gonna happen is you're gonna start, you're gonna go about halfway up the tower, you're gonna roll back, hit this backwards launch, go up the spike, fall back that spike, and then you're gonna go through the whole thing. The latter two launches in particular are very impressive, because the backwards one is the fastest backwards launch that's ever been done before, 101 miles per hour. And then when you come back around this way, you're going 120 miles per hour for a very long section of launch track. So Top Thrill Dragster, it was also 120, but it was a much shorter section. Now the acceleration on that was unmatched. There's no question. This is not gonna have that same punch, but you're gonna feel that speed for so much longer. I'm wondering maybe it'll be even better. We are looping around these switchbacks. This is insanely long. We're gonna be here for the long haul, but it is running with people on it now, which is great. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to put you guys in the lockers over there. This has one of the strictest loose article policies I've seen in the country. We'll try to film on ride with Skylar's meta glasses if they let them through. We'll see. Otherwise, I would slide in an official Cedar Point POV video for you guys so you can at least see what it's like. Yeah, the nerves are there, but I'm excited. Might have to buy a tent, because if worse comes to worse, I will be sleeping in this queue line until I get on. All right, you do got the metal detector, so I'll see you guys after. Wish us luck. All right, couldn't get a camera on here, couldn't even get the meta glasses on here. So we've got the Apple Watch to record audio. Let's do it. Love all the audio and stuff. This is so hype. Oh my God. Look at this tower. Oh my gosh, this is terrifying. Okay. Woo! Yeah, let's go! Woo! Oh! 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 It's so weird seeing the tower out in front of you. Oh my gosh. Oh! Backwards! Woo! Oh! Oh my God! Woo! That's unbelievable! Oh my God! Oh! Ah! Ah! Oh my God! Oh! Oh! What the fuck? Oh! Oh! That was unreal! Holy shit! We did it! We finally did it! We got on Top Thrill 2. We were spoiled by a front row ride for our first ever time on that. And I'm pretty blown away, I won't lie. I think I was like one of the biggest skeptics when this was announced. I was so skeptical of this. Taking away that acceleration for Top Thrill Dragster and putting it a swing launch, which I'm not a fan of the swing launch being added to like every launch coaster these days. I feel like it's a lazy excuse of a launch. But here, since it is so fast, it works. Going through the first launch and then up the top hat, I was like, okay, this is cool, but I knew it was just build up for things to come. Once you hit that backwards launch and you go full throttle through the whole thing, oh my God, I lost my mind. That was insane. The backwards launch is so rad. Definitely the quickest feeling backwards launch I've ever done. It is statistically the fastest, but it also feels like the fastest. Superman Escape from Krypton at Magic Mountain was previously the fastest backwards launch at 100 miles per hour. This is just an extra mile per hour over that, but also Superman rarely ever hit that 100 mile per hour mark, so to me this just felt faster. And then going up into that spike, that was the first part of the ride that really surprised me. I'm not usually as high on spikes as others are, but that one was awesome. You go so high up that thing, you get an amazing sense of weightlessness. The view of the park is magical, and then you come back down that insane drop. I can't imagine that in the back row. I'm sure it's crazy, but in the front, that thing was huge. It was insane seeing that all in front of you, and then you just rocket down that thing. And then this is where, in my opinion, it absolutely started to rival Top Thrill Dragster, was when we hit that third launch, because you have that 120 miles per hour for so much longer than you did before. Like I said, you don't have the acceleration of Dragster, but you feel that speed for so long, to the point where, honestly, for me, it was kind of hard to breathe on the front row. I was struggling. I was like, whoa! And then you go up into that top hat. This is another element that I think Zamperla absolutely improved, because the LSM is more reliably going to get you up to that 120 advertised speed, whereas the hydraulics didn't always get you to 120. As a matter of fact, typically it was probably going about 110. Now you are flying over the top hat with quite a bit more speed. You're gonna get some more airtime going over that than you did before, and also the laterals going up over the top hat and then down the spiral drop, so freaking sick. And a lot of that too is because the train, the way that was designed, the seats are now elevated higher than they were on Top Thrill Dragster. Hey, I have so much to say. I'm so excited, bro. So yeah, the laterals and everything going down there, that was awesome. And then you feel the speed one more time going into the brakes. I totally understand why people like that more than Dragster. It's a more complete ride. All the elements they added in are exceptional. The top hat is improved. It was phenomenal. It's definitely one of my favorite coasters I've ever been on. All right, let's talk about Siren's Curse. Walking by the new coaster they're currently working on, and it looks sick. This will open to be North America's tallest, longest, and fastest tilt coaster. It's also technically going to be the first one because they're beating Codaland to opening theirs. As I said earlier, June 28th is the date, so save that in your calendar. Come out to the park, experience both this and Top Thrill 2. Man, what a year for Cedar Point. Hoping to see this do some test runs today. What's going to happen though is you're going to start level, and then you're going to tilt and align with a section of track, which you can see it's already connected to the drop here. And then you're going to release at a vertical angle. It's going to have some sick whip in the back row, and then the rest of the layout looks great too. Now this wasn't always intended to go to Cedar Point. It was actually supposed to go to Energylandia in Poland, if you can believe it. But that project was canceled for some reason. I don't think they had the funding for it. And so then Six Flags jumped on the chance to install it at one of their parks. They moved it over to their Mexico City location, but they couldn't get the permits to construct it there. So where to go after that? Of course, Cedar Point had to do it. And it was actually a very strategic move for them, because it was during all of that Top Thrill 2 bogus, when it wasn't open and they were getting so much backlash. Obviously they were marketing it like crazy, you know, buy a season pass, ride Top Thrill 2 all summer, and it didn't open. And so Siren's Curse is basically their apology to those people. And in my opinion, it's one hell of an apology. When I'm recording this vlog, we're missing about by, I want to say about 2 weeks. But again, by the time this video is out, it might be about open. So check it out. Of course, have to get a Millennium Force while we're here at Cedar Point. Another one of my favorite coasters on the planet here. This year, they actually increased the lift speed for this one. So now you're actually going over the top at a quicker rate, which is pretty interesting. Millennium Force opened in the year 2000, and I love the name for that because it literally opened at the turn of the millennium. And at the time, there was no other coaster like this. This was the first full circuit giga coaster to open anywhere in the world, meaning you're above 300 feet, but not quite 400 feet. So once you head down that drop, you're going 93 miles per hour. Your face is being peeled apart, and you've got nearly 6,600 feet of track on this. So it is such a long coaster. It's actually one of the longest coasters in America. And yeah, it's an absolutely killer ride. I cannot wait to get a front row on this. Oh, as I was walking away to get a Millennium Force, I noticed the tilt track was starting to move. Check that out. I'll tell you, that's going to be a freaky sensation staring there at the drop and then going down. Love what they did to the entrance this year too. 25 years officially of Millennium Force. The future still is riding on it. Look at that, guys. Siren's Curse decided to start testing. We'll walk over and try to get a better view if it's still running by the time we get off of Millennium Force, but that is a cool sight to see. Oh my gosh, look at next to that spike too. Crazy. Two brand new awesome coasters. You guys check it out. It's about to do that tilt track. That is sick. That's definitely gonna be really freaky and suspenseful. Oh, this is fast. This is definitely fast. We're going up at a good clip. Oh my God. Whoa! Time. That's what I'm talking about. Woo! Oh! Woo! Woo! Oh! Dude, this is so good. Woo! Woo! Oh my God, my need for speed has been fulfilled between that and Top Gear World 2. What an incredible start to our day at Cedar Point. I mean, actually, we've been here for some time now. We've waited a lot for those two rides. Yo!
Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Who are you?
Mark, Coaster
And
Dash.
We got Mark, we got these two beautiful women.
Oh!
And yeah, bye guys.
See ya, have a good day. She enjoyed Millennium Force. What did you guys think?
I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah.
I love that ride.
I love it so much.
Oh, it's so peak and
It's so intense, it's so fast.
So good.
And the new lift hill is so cool.
It
goes
is.
up so fast, and the view is beautiful as always.
Yeah, I rode with a fan up in the front row. Personally, that was worth the extra weight in my opinion. That was incredible. The sense of speed on that. One of the very best coasters in the world for that sense of speed, as is Top Gear World 2. So now they have two incredible speed machines in this park. But even then, you have some really good air time, some good force. Excuse you, Rougarou. You have some good force going over those overbanks. Dude, it's a sweet ride. And Siren's Curse is still running some test cycles. So we're walking over right now and we're gonna show you what this thing looks like up close. Oh, there goes the tilt. That looks so cool, guys. I can't wait. And release. All right, let's watch it do a full cycle around the layout right now. This is so cool standing under this tilt track up close. So cool. Wow. After it connects there, down the 160-foot vertical drop, over this camelback turnaround hill. Then you've got your first of two inversions, a low-to-the-ground heartline roll. A lot of people are drawing comparisons to Maverick because it used to have that element. Then you got a triple down underground, which will be really fun. Back there is a non-inverting loop, I believe the only one in Cedar Point, followed by another low-to-the-ground corkscrew right here. Awesome looking ride. Can't wait to come back and experience it when it's up. You already know what's up next. Steel Vengeance, baby. Open in 2018, Rocky Mountain Construction Hyper Hybrid Coaster. It was the first of quite a few that we've now seen open, and this thing is insane. It has more airtime than any other coaster on the planet, and honestly, I believe the statistic because you spend more than half of this ride out of your seat. It's incredible. Big elements in the first half, smaller ones in the second half. Just like Top Gear World 2, this has one of the strictest no loose article policies that I've seen in this country. Again, we will try with the meta glasses, but if it didn't work on Top Gear World, I'm not sure it's gonna work here either. We'll see. Yeah, otherwise, we will see you guys after our ride on Steel Vengeance. We're looking at a 45-minute wait. Not too bad at all. All right, we're on Steel Vengeance. This is actually a day later. It's a pretty rainy, dreary day, but nonetheless, we're here in the front row. We're about to be blasted by bugs. Oh no. Oh man, fly through those mid-course brake runs. Here we go. Whoa! Oh! Oh! This is awesome in the front. Oh, wow. Oh! Oh! Woo! Yeah! Sideways. Oh my god. Whoa! Oh! And the finale! Woo! Oh my god! Oh! 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 Jeez, that was fantastic! Oh, that was so good! Steel Vengeance is having clearly a great year if it's been running like that, because very little trims on the mid-course brake run. The second half was better than the first half. Weaving in and out of the structure was a blast. And some of those forces in the first half too, the sustained air time on those big hills, absolutely incredible. I wasn't sure if I was gonna feel a little underwhelmed by that after doing Airy Force 1 the other week. Just that is so intense. It's like a highlight reel of everything RMC's ever done best. But so is Steel Vengeance in that way. No, it definitely lived up to the hype again. It always seems to deliver for me. And the presentation is just absolutely spectacular. Look at this thing go. In my opinion, it's the most imposing RMC because it's the only hyper hybrid coaster to be like all wood instead of having this like truss lift hill structure thing. No, that was just a blast. I loved it.
That was so great. Anytime I ride that, I'm just appalled by how long it is. There may be like more well-rounded RMCs now, but this one's just ridiculously long. Like nothing can touch that. Still incredible. Like the finale is pretty much just as good as Airy Force 1. This was like life-changing when it dropped. Like this changed coasters forever. This ride is just, it's absurd. I can't believe it exists. They cooked.
I definitely agree. That ride is just phenomenal. Every element just hits. My boyfriend was describing this as like a cathedral, and I agreed. I was saying it's like the Sistine Chapel of coasters. It's just like the way everything's woven into itself and the lattice structure. It's just so beautiful.
Next up, Maverick opened up from some downtime, so we're gonna check this out now. 90-minute wait, which is crazy. I don't know if it's running at full capacity. I think that could be the issue. Ahead of our visit, it was actually closed completely, so I'm just glad they got it up and running. It's a phenomenal coaster. Opened in 2007, Intamin Blitz coaster. You got the two launches on this, one of them being the lift hill and the other being this crazy tunnel acceleration. It's amazing. Oh boy, the infamous switchbacks of the Maverick here. This is gonna take a minute. Woo! Let's get flung into Lake Erie on Cedar Point's steepest drop. Here we go, Maverick. Whoa! Woo! Oh! Woo! Oh! 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 Woo! Oh my god! Whoa! Oh! Whoa! This is crazy! All right, into the tunnel. Here's the launch. There's no coaster out there in the world that better encapsulates the quote, "Don't judge a book by its cover," because the stats for that are not that impressive. It's barely 100 feet tall, yet it packs in some of the most intense maneuvers, some of the snappiest transitions that you could possibly imagine, starting with that 95-degree beyond vertical drop, and it is absolutely incredible the airtime you'll feel on that and throughout the rest of the first half of the ride. Then the second half, you have an incredible acceleration on that LSM launch, followed by some insane stangle dives, some of the best stangle dives out there in the world, which are those crazy whips left and right. So much fun, and the coaster is remarkably smooth. I love Maverick.
I love these ships. No, but Maverick was really, really, really good. I remember really loving it in 2019, then coming back last year and being like a little let down by it, but then this year, because I rode it in the front, it cooked so hard. I love the front on this so much. I don't know, it's so good. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, kind of same here. But today I really, really enjoyed that second launch. Like, it was so powerful. It's running real nice, and I think it might be my new favorite in the park.
All right, up next, we're gonna get a lap on Magnum XL 200 over there, another one of the park's biggest coasters. It's not super popular these days because it is a rough ride, but it was also the first full circuit roller coaster to exceed 200 feet, making it a hyper coaster. Very, very interesting ride. It's the Millennium Force of hyper coasters. It opened in 1989. It has a bunch of big airtime hills heading out and then a bunch of tiny ones heading back towards the station, and those are really aggressive. So a lot of people love this thing. A lot of people don't love it very much because of how shaky it is. Personally, I lie somewhere in the middle. I don't love or hate the thing, but I do enjoy it moderately. Oh my god, Top Thrill looks amazing. I can't wait to do that again. Big reason I wanted to ride this is for the view. The beach is beautiful right alongside the coaster. Whoa! Whoa! Oh! Oh my god! Woo! Oh! Woo! That's some sweet airtime right there. Oh! Oh, this turnaround is so shaky. Oh, such a cool location though. All right, here's the finale. This is where it gets crazy. Oh! Oh, wow. Woo! Oh! Oh, wow. Oh! Ow! Why is it painful? Oh! I had a fun time on that. Nothing crazy in my opinion. Here's the thing about Magnum for me. It's a very polarizing ride. I actually don't think it's that rough. It's more so the profiling is a little bit unpleasant. You notice that most on the turnaround section. That is a pretty dull part of the ride in my opinion. My problem with Magnum actually is mostly that it's not a very consistent ride. I really enjoy the big speed hill in the first half, and I think like 3 to 4 of those little hills at the end of the ride are very, very fun. The airtime is great. But other than that, it's whatever.
Agree with everything you said, but I was always a big hater of this, and honestly my opinion kind of sort of finally changed. The middle of each set of 3 in a car, if you sit in the middle seat, it's the best. Because it's basically a big Aero mine train, and with Aero mine trains that's true. So I tried it on this and it was just incredible. The forces were so much better than they've ever been. Plus the view and the wind and everything. Oh, it's such a vibe here. I love it.
Magnum was really good, honestly. Like, I really was not a fan of that ride before. Even though it's a really weird ride, it still offers some really great moments.
And if you couldn't tell, we're back for more Top Thrill 2. Music is sick over here. I love that they kept the bleachers so you can watch it launch. And there's quite the audience for this. I can't wait to get another ride. We're gonna try it in the back row and see how that compares to the front. Whoa. We just did a back row on Top Thrill 2. Oh my goodness. What was that? That was so radically different than the front row. Sure, you don't have the sense of speed, but we're relaxing that. It absolutely makes up for in other things like the spike being all the way at the top of that, gnarly. Then the top hat, crazy airtime and especially crazy laterals. That drop is one of the best I've ever experienced. I was getting airtime and then I got this lateral snap and I was out of my seat and like off to the side, stuck. Yeah, I don't know. I think I like the front a tad more, but with Top Thrill Dragster, it was a blowout. Front was my favorite, and back row, I kind of refused to do it. They're pretty neck and neck for me, which honestly leads me to conclude that I think I am team Top Thrill 2 in the end.
Yeah, I think I've come come to the conclusion that I like this better than Top Thrill Dragster, but I don't think that I like Top Thrill 2 more than I like King Ka.
You have so much sentimental attachment to that, too.
I know, I really do. So I don't know if that's really a fair assessment, but those are my true feelings.
Obviously have more attachment to both of the originals, but maybe I think this ride experience is better. There's so much to talk about, and I'm sure you've already talked about like all of it, but the spike, insane. You're so high up. Top hat and drop, even more insane than before. Backwards launch, insane. Like everything about it is insane. It's such a good build up versus King Ka and Dragster. We're over pretty quick.
I will say we didn't have time for so many other coasters that I would have loved to include in the video. I don't know why I'm pointing my camera at Valraven, because that's not really one of them, but there's so many awesome coasters in this park. There's one that I'm referencing, Rougarou. I really enjoyed Rougarou. For more in-depth thoughts on those rides that didn't feature in the video, I would highly encourage you to check out last year's Cedar Point vlog from 2024 titled "We Went to Cedar Point and Top Thrill 2 was closed." Because it was closed and that was our main desire to head out to the park, it allowed us to have the opportunity to experience a lot of coasters that we usually don't make time for. So honestly, that is personally still my favorite Cedar Point vlog I've ever done on the channel. Obviously haven't seen the finished product of this yet, but we had an awesome day here. All right, we came back around to Millennium Forest for one last ride before the end of our day. That's always gonna scare me. Basically no better way to end a trip to Cedar Point than last ride on Millennium Forest. I enjoyed it a lot. Just wanted to recap Cedar Point overall today. Very busy. We've waited in so many long lines. No, but honestly, that is the big downside of Cedar Point, is how busy it can be and how few rides you can get as a result of those crowds. It doesn't even matter if you decide to splurge and get a fast lane plus these days, skip all the lines, you're still gonna be waiting a long time. That's just how Cedar Point is. That being said, it is worth braving the crowds because they do have some of the best coasters in the world. I think after Top Thrill 2, and especially now with Siren's Curse as well, they absolutely have the best coaster lineup on the planet again. Before Top Thrill 2, when that was a dead space in their lineup, I think you could have made an argument for Hershey Park or even Six Flags Magic Mountain in California. But yeah, this park has reclaimed its status as the roller coaster capital of the world. There's zero doubt in my mind about that. Yeah, one hell of a day for sure.
Yeah, now that the big thing in the center of the park is back, it is bringing so much energy to the park. Honestly, last year the atmosphere was a little depressing because of the, you know, elephant in the room. This year, like, atmosphere is so much better because that's running, and I don't know, there's so many people here. It's a great atmosphere. Ops were good. The park is absolutely beautiful. It literally feels like roller coaster enthusiast heaven, and you're on this beautiful beach and it's wind and it's all beautiful and everything's beautiful and wonderful, especially the ride lineup. I cannot pick between the top four. They're like all my favorites. Can't wait to see how Siren's Curse will fit into that lineup. I guess that means I'll have to come back. Oh no.
I echo everything that Sam just said. I really did not have a positive overall image of this park after going last year. Ops, I think, have gotten a lot better as well. Maybe that's just because they prepared for the influx of people that are going to be coming this year. This year, it's just so much more lively and people are so happy and there's so much to be excited about and it's so magical and it's like the Disneyland for enthusiasts.
And this is like what we were saying about Kings Island. I thought Kings Island was like hands down my favorite, but now I think this is on that same level pretty much.
Yeah,
plus the rides are better.
I agree.
So I think I might officially like Cedar Point better again.
Thank you all so much for watching. We've got a few more vlogs left over in New York. This is actually it for Skylar though.
Yeah, I'm heading home.
This is the biggest trip you've ever done, right?
Yeah, definitely. I don't think I've been on the road for 3 weeks before.
Pretty
yeah,
nuts.
This feels insane. This honestly just feels like my life now. Sleeping, driving, going to parks, waiting in lines, all that. It's been a lot of fun. And if you're enjoying this trip, here's my ad. You can see all of it on the Patreon probably at this point by the time this video comes out. So if you like Coaster Dash, subscribe.
We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.